Clairo blew up off some early bedroom pop tracks that completely shifted the genre, and now they've racked up over 1 billion streams. But here's the thing, the production was a huge part of why those songs connected, and most people don't even realize it. In this video, we're breaking down those production secrets while building a Clairo-inspired bedroom pop track completely from scratch. We'll be diving into the chords Clairo gravitates towards, the vocal chain behind her dreamy, laid-back, intimate sound, how to mix bedroom pop drums, and a lot more. And if you stick around, I'll show you a trick that makes basic synth leads sound completely out of this world. It's sick. So we are here inside of Studio One. We are at a tempo of 90 because these early releases from Clairo, like Flaming Hot Cheetos and stuff, they tended to be more of the down tempo, laid back kind of ish. So if you want to make chords that sound like the ones Clairo uses on songs like Pretty Girl and Flaming Hot Cheetos, this is how you do it. First off, we're going to get like a really dreamy sounding patch in Analog Lab. You want to go for a dreamy patch that sounds a little bit like this. Now that we've got that, we need to get the actual chord progression written. In the early songs that we're focusing on for like the meat of this video, Clairo is really using some fairly simple, it's mostly major and minor 7th chords, but we can add in a couple of extra notes to get a little bit of a different flavor, which I'm going to show you in just a second. We are going to start with this G major 7. What I'm doing is I'm going to add this A in, which is the 2nd or the 9th. Then I'm going to add in this E, which is going to give us the 6th or the 13th. So we've got kind of like a G major 13-ish kind of sound. From our G major 13, we're going to go to a little borrowed chord, which is going to be this G9 dominant, because that is going to get us to our next chord, which is going to be this lovely little E minor with the 6 on top. So it's kind of like a E minor 13 chord. From there, we are going to need a way to get back around to our first chord, which is our 1 chord, which is our G13. And from there, we are going to use a D. D is a 5th above G, and so it will give us a nice resolution. This is a resolution that Clairo tends to use in quite a lot of her songs. It's very common in jazz. Now we need to go on to just tweaking this chord progression up a little bit more. One thing we could do is maybe move this first chord a little bit earlier to make the rhythm a bit more interesting. Now, when it comes to mixing like Clairo, our focus is on vibe, depth, and emotion. We want to try and get these keys to have a bit more crunch, a bit more feeling to them. So how can we do that? Well, it's pretty easy. We want to start off with just some quite standard EQing. Don't want to take out too much, just about there. Then this is also a little bit sharp up top, so we might just try a low shelf. We might do a low cut if it's not enough. And now to add a ton of vibe, we're going to go for a bit of tape. I've grabbed the SPL machine head for this one. So it gives us a little bit more energy and feeling, but I actually also really love using this plugin called Unfiltered Audio Needlepoint, which simulates like a vinyl thing, and you can use it to add vinyl noise and like tape hiss and stuff to sounds in a really cool way, as well as a bit of wow and flutter. So let's try that out. It's really getting that lo-fi kind of hiss that we were going for. Maybe we don't even need. Now we've added these other plugins on, we need to go back into our EQ and see if there's any. I'm feeling a little bit of low mids building up in there, and I just want to like hone in on that and maybe get rid of some if it's too much. I'm going to Alt-Shift click to make the slope of my band higher so I can kind of focus in on exactly where I want to. I'm going to boost this up a bit to try and hear where we're getting this low mid build up. You can hear it right around this 350 hertz, so let's drop this down a bit. Yeah, you can see it completely thins out. Last but not least, we might want to add a little bit of compression just to level things out a bit and get things a little bit more smooth. The transients are poking out on this just a little bit. It's feeling like a really nice groove in time with the song. So without this variable compression, much more just locked in. It's more gooey somehow. It's just nice. Let's take one final listen to our chords unprocessed and then our chords processed. We're keeping it subtle, but we are just getting those chords ready to have other elements built around them. I think that sounds absolutely fantastic, to be honest. Hey, if you're tired of half-finished beats and feeling like your music never quite has that pro sound, that is literally what my 12-week mentorship program, Producer's Paradise, was built for. We fix your process, dial in your sound, and get you finishing tracks that you're actually proud of. The link's in the bio. Now let's get back to the video. Now that I've bounced these out, another little thing I'm doing is I've sent them out to the same compressor. I've just put it in saturation mode, so we're not getting any compression. We're just getting a bit more tube style saturation. These chords are sounding amazing. The only thing is I'm thinking we could play around with some ambient, some effects on here. I love this Valhalla Freak Echo. It's a free plugin, and I was messing with it the other day and it was super cool. So we might try a little bit of that. So if I bring the mix up, you can hear this is giving us like a real cool kind of like pitch shifted delay thing. If we bring the mix down, it's kind of more like a subtle, just thickening effect, which is very cool. What I think we'll do is we will automate this. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this, make this into like a more of like a chorusy section, and then here we're going to have the mix at nada, and it's going to widen up as we get into this like next section. So let's hear the difference here. Oh yeah, you can hear it really spreading out, maybe a little bit too much. And that'll give us room to add more stuff as we get to this chorusy kind of area. When it comes to drum sounds, Clairo's early songs tend to use cool, kind of like crunchy, lo-fi sampled kind of sounding drums, usually from like old school drum machines, but they're not necessarily from one place. It's just about finding a few different samples that have that kind of dark, but still punchy sound. Cool. And then I think with these snares, we can bring these like slightly in front of the beat, that just to give a bit more of a little bit more of an urgency to them. And then with these kicks that we have off the beat, we're actually going to just push these back just a little bit. You can see we've got this just a little behind. I'm going to tweak these so that each one is behind by a slightly different amount, just to give it more of that kind of live feeling I like personally in my drum pans. And here I want to get like a fill. Something slow. We're just going to search for like fill loop, and then we'll chop it to how I want it to sound. I think I want to swap out this, put this here, swap the order of them. Now with these toms, I'm already thinking how cool it would be to pan these. I like that a lot. Pitch some of these up a little bit. Fire. This would be like a little double hit. Fire, let's put these in our chorus section though. Edit this a little bit, bring this into our line with our snare. And then this needs to go here, and I want to grab like a... Yeah, that little like tweak to the groove is crazy fire. Oh, that's cold the way that cuts off. That's so cool. Some of the transients are just poking through on these hats a little bit. We use spiff with a cut just on the top. I think we're going to bring out some of the transient of this kick as well with our old friend spiff. In terms of the snare, I want it to be a bit thicker. I'm loving the J37 tape from Arturia for this recently. So what we're trying to do here is just get some thickness on the snare. Now these can all go to our lovely room. Okay, so I just went ahead and added this plate reverb onto the drums because I thought the snare needed something. And I kind of just thought I may as well add it to everything. It's just without it. And with it, just adding a little something. Without our drum processing, we've got this. So things poking out a little bit, nothing's quite even, and then when we add in our processing, we just get this. A lot more punchy, a lot more clear. Okay, what I really want to do is make a kind of breakdown section similar to in Flaming Hot Cheetos, where the chords take on like a cooler rhythm. We could either replay it in, or maybe we can just get away with chopping it up. Let's try it out. Let's put the drums under it so we can kind of get a feel for where we might want to do the chops. That's cool. We can have like a form and shift on that as well, which will be dope. I'm also thinking we could maybe pitch this down an octave and see how it sounds. Fire. Let's duplicate this. We'll put this lower octave one down, put this down a bit so that when this comes in, and then we'll have this on top. Kind of swap these out, which one's louder at which time. Ooh, that's kind of a cool balance actually. We might do, ooh, shit, we might do that the whole time. Bass in over that. Kind of like that. I feel like maybe a live bass is gonna do more. It's gonna do more bits. So let's try and grab a live bass. It's getting vocal here, so take off all your vocals. Right, let's get some Clairo vocals in. So to record vocals like Clairo did on Flaming Hot Cheetos and Pretty Girl, you want to sing in a really relaxed, laid-back style to really capture that indie bedroom pop kind of vibe. So let's record our lead just like that. I'm so tired, I'm so done with all your bullshit. I don't need to prove it. I know you did me wrong, but you can just relax. I ain't coming back. Oh no. Clairo absolutely loves doubling her vocals to get that really intimate, larger than life kind of sound. So we're going to do a couple more takes of our lead part. Then we're going to get onto the real secret sauce, which is the effects processing. I'm so tired, I'm so done with all your bullshit. I don't need to prove it. I know you did me wrong, but you can just relax. I ain't coming back. Oh no. So after we've done our doubles, we need to get some effects processing. We are going for an intimate, chilled out, laid back kind of sound. We've started off with a simple bit of EQ to tidy up these vocals, just taking off a little bit of low end, suppressing one resonance I heard when I was sweeping around with an narrowband, and then just boosting an area of the vocal I thought sounded a little bit nicer than the rest. So if we turn that on, you can just relax. You can just hear it's getting a little bit cleaner. Next up, we just got an 1176 style compressor doing some simple settings, fast attack, slowish release, and a little bit of compression. So let's hear how that sounds. Just gets that little bit of pop from the speakers. And next up, we have an LA2A. Again, just doing a little something, and that sounds like this. I'm so tired, I'm so done. And now we've got the real secret sauce, which is Ozone Vintage Tape. If I turn this on, you will see how much warmer and more inviting these vocals become. It's lovely for getting that intimate bedroom pop sound. You did me wrong, but you can just relax. I ain't coming back. Oh no. The last thing we're going to add is a little bit of the UAD pulsing, just doing a low end trick, which if you don't know is where you boost and cut at the same frequency, and a little bit of top end boost to increase the intimacy of the vocal even more. So let's hear how that sounds. But you can just relax. I ain't coming back. Oh no. Next up, we've got the send effects. We're just sending out to a few different reverbs and a couple of delays. But with Clairo's vocal style, you don't actually need to go too crazy here. Just simple effects will do. I've got a vocal hall, a vocal plate, a vocal chamber, and an 8th delay and a slapback delay. Done with all your bullshit. I don't need to prove it. I know you did me wrong. With these effects, it's more about feeling them than hearing them. They should be pretty subtle most of the time. For this first part, I think we can go back in with more vocals, and then we can grab like a synth bass to make this part a little bit more aggressive. I don't want you, baby. I don't need you anymore. I don't want you back, want you back, want you back. I don't need
need you, baby. My heart ain't even sore. I don't want you back, want you back, want you back. I don't want you, baby. I don't need you anymore. I don't want you back, want you back, want you back. I don't need you, baby. My heart ain't even sore. I don't want you back, want you back, want you back.
Let's record in some synth bass.
I don't need you, baby. My heart ain't even sore. I don't want you back, want you back, want you back, want you.
Man, I gotta say this cold vibe from Arturia is insane. It's so cool. I'm not even gonna tweak that. I'm just gonna turn it down a little. What about a synth lead in here? Like a soft lead like I used the other day would be kind of crazy.
I don't want you, baby. I don't need you anymore. I don't want you back.
Maybe that goes for me.
I don't want you, baby. I don't need you anymore.
Let's affect this a little bit. I want to put some compression on it.
Need you anymore. I don't want you back.
It's that weird distortion, but I'm kind of here for it. And then we need to get some like reverb delay kind of thing going on. Oh, chorus would be fire on this. Go for like a Juno style chorus.
I don't want you, baby. I don't need you anymore.
Let's try a fragments granular kind of thing on here.
I don't want you, baby. I don't need you anymore.
Let's get Valhalla on there as well.
I don't want you back, want you back, want you back.
Just gives you such a fire sound. I think we maybe scrap the old intro, switch it to this sound. But maybe with like some of the live bass on top. I want to like distort that bass in the intro out. We're going to use that same cold fire thing I just used because it worked literally perfectly. So that was how to produce indie pop like Clairo did on songs like Pretty Girl and Flaming Hot Cheetos, and we pulled a little bit of influences from her other albums, going in for some of that alternative rock style on the distorted bass. Just one thing before we listen to the final song that we made: if you want to stop doubting yourself and start finishing music that you're actually proud of, check the first link in my description. Let's take a listen to that final song.
I'm so done with all your bullshit. I don't need to prove it.
Kind of fire.
You did me wrong.
I'm liking the vocals.
You can just relax.